I'm here with Mohamed Mesbah, the director of Still Playing, and the protagonist Rasheed. Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
First of all, thank you and congratulations for the short documentary. I really enjoy it, and it's very, very important topic, so thank you very much for it. But in first place, I would like to ask you, if you can explain a little what is the documentary about for the people that haven't seen it.
Yes. Okay. So, is it working?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the documentary is follows Rasheed, which is with me. He's a video game creator, and he created games called Layla in the Shadows of War about the Gaza war in 2014, and now he's creating a video game about the Nakba. So the film is basically a portrait of him as a creator, but also as a father trying to raise his children during the current tragedy happening in Palestine, in Gaza, and across the West Bank also.
And when did you find the history, and why did you decide to make a movie about it?
I found out about his history because I was trying to. I was looking for an independent game designer from the region that were addressing the war and colonialism, through a lived experience. So, because we see many video games, they are basically about killing Arabs. So I just wanted to see a different narrative. So then I found out about Rasheed's game, and I saw his conference he gave at GDC, addressing the war, the trauma of the images, and the difficulty of raising his children. So I immediately thought that there was a character here. So I sent him a mail, and we met at his place in Naples. Then we got along with each other, and we made the film.
And how were your first impressions of the West Bank? And do you have any difficulties for making the documentary?
Yes, of course. It's not easy going into a war zone to shoot. You have to go through airport security. Then going there, it was very tense. There was a lot of clashes between the army. I had the Palestinian team there help me shoot. Shout out to Ibrahim, the DOP, and Ahmed, the fixer. They helped me make it work. So yeah.
And I have a question also for Rasheed. Why did you decide to talk about Palestine through video games?
I think also, as Mohamed said, in video games, we've seen a lot of dehumanization for Arabs and for Muslims. So part of our problem that in the Western media there is always dehumanization for the Palestinians, and for the young audience, one of the important medium is games, and games by itself has a strong impact on their audience. In the game itself, when someone play a game, he becomes the hero in that game, and he's taking the action and doing all the decisions through the gameplay. And that makes the experience itself more impactful, and it resonates more, even just watching a story, because you are part of that story. And even if you talk to someone who's playing a game, he talk about himself in the game. Like, I did that in the game, I drive the car or whatever. But if you are watching the story, you are just a third party. So that by itself makes a difference. And I thought also I know how to do games. So sharing that experience through games to a new audience who is not on the mainstream media, who's not following all of these narrative that is against the Palestinians. I have like a small window at least to talk to these players through this game, and to make actually an impact through like a touching and emotional stories.
And the documentary talks about the game Layla and the Shadows of War, right? But I saw that you are doing another one that is called Dreams on a Pillow. Like I wanted to ask you if you can explain like how these video games are.
Again, like
Yeah, like if you can explain your game, like Layla and the Shadows of War, and the other one that you are doing.
so Layla and the Shadows of War, I made it like as a response to the attacks on Gaza in 2014. It follows a little girl and her family, and her father like wanted to survive from these attacks in Gaza, and we're talking about some of the true events that happened during these attacks in 2014. So it's kind of a short game, but it teaches you or shows you how tough it is to survive. It talks about the impact on civilians and especially on children. This is Layla and Shadows of War. Dreams on a Pillow, I wanted to talk about something because, you know, in 2014, the attacks on Gaza, and now it's happening again and again. So I wanted to talk about the root cause of why this is happening, and it's still happening. It will never stop until we fix the root cause of what's happening right now. So I wanted to talk about the root cause of all of that, which is the Nakba, which is the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians in 1948. So, and the destruction of more than 500 villages during these massacres that were committed, and the forced displacement of more than 750,000 Palestinians from their lands to live as refugees in different countries. So I wanted to talk about that in a game, and I'm following a story of a woman that wanted to flee from her town and to rescue her child, but by mistake, and because she was panicked, she carried the pillow instead of her child. So we're following that story, and we're talking about her journey, and we're shedding a light like about the Palestinian suffering through the Nakba, which is translated to catastrophe.
And how people can help, like to financiate, for example, the video game.
We're gonna launch a crowdfunding in a few months. So we're working right now, like to have a lot of the resources and the assets that we made to show them to our supporters. So they can go to dreamsonapillow.com and they will see all of our work, and they can support our work there.
And a question for Mohamed, like because the documentary it's made of the view like very warm, you know, very calm of Rasheed life. Like why do you want to show the history of Rasheed like in this way?
You mean in a very calm, delicate way?
Like the daily life.
Yeah, I think I shoot what I had in front of the camera. So I try to tell the story the most sincere and honest possible. Like as a documentary filmmaker, I'm very focused on the relationship with the character, how to create a good environment so that he can express himself. I like documentary film that create emotional bond, strong emotional bond between the character and the filmmaker, and also the character and the audience. So this is why I try to approach this film in an intimate, delicate way. I think this is what I had in mind.
Yeah, I love like how it's made. So, thank you. And a question for Rasheed, because there is a very important moment for me in the documentary where he's making an interview to you, and you say like, what is an important life? What is a normal life? Sorry, and you are like, I don't know. You tell me. Like I think it's a very important question, like for the viewer, and to him to ask himself like, what is a really normal life? So I wanted to ask you if you can tell me like what is like a normal life for a Palestinian in the West Bank.
I think like just living in a freedom and dignity and in a free Palestine, that's a normal life. Yeah.
Now for the last question, nowadays there is like much more Palestinian films, like Netherlands, The Voice of Hin Rajab, now still playing, and also like in the video games, no? Thanks to you. So why do you think, both of you, it's important to talk about Palestine in these areas?
I think it's critical to talk about this because like everyone wants to understand what's going on. What we are witnessing right now, it's crazy. Like there is no way to describe what's happening. It's a genocide that we are watching in real time. So like we should talk about this, and we should find a way to share that message to everyone, because like there is always the narrative that the mainstream media want you to believe, and you as a creative people we want to find ways to share our voices and to overcome all of these barriers of shutting us down, like even on social media, and the war on algorithms and who's controlling the narrative. I think as independent creators, because these kind of stories will not be supported financially a lot, and sometimes they are considered as risk. And many of the big companies and businesses want just either they are taking the other side, or they want to be not engaged with that. So I think it's a responsibility for every independent creator to share that message and to raise awareness for the public who wants to understand what's going on and how they can support or how they can help.
Of course, I think it's very important to show Palestine in film and make film about Palestine in this day, because of the genocide that is happening and the ethnic cleansing and the immense brutality that we are seeing. But I think also it's important to show Palestine in all aspects, and also to show Palestinian with dignity, respect, and humanity, and also to show like the diversity of life in Palestine that is happening during the war. And of course, that's like making a film in Palestine nowadays, like acts of resistance. So, and also for me, it's very important in the way that you're very conscious about listening to what Palestinians have to say, and to make the voice heard, and not try to project what you think you know about Palestine onto a reality or a situation.
Okay, so this is all. Like, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Shukran.